Hey beautiful CVPs, welcome to my channel! It's a beautiful day to be alive because I'm driving again. Once again, I am driving. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. Please do me a favor and hit the subscribe button and the notification button. Okay, so without further ado, we have a rescue going on. And as you saw part 1 and part 2 about the peacock that got hit by a car, I don't know. I have no idea. I'm just guessing. And the Humane Society wanted to kill it.
Yeah, it's gonna be euthanized.
It's gonna be euthanized?
Yeah.
Do you have any other option to not kill it?
No.
And we says no. And I kind of like step in there and says no, and kind of like save this bird off the streets. I know. And brought it to my friend's house. I'll go home and unload stuff and then I will call you back. Okay. And my friend is taking care right now of this hurt peacock that has a wing broken. It's broken right here. I feel it right here's the break. That's the one. See that? 2. This is bad. This is real bad. The bone is like, check this out. Now I have been calling a lot of vets and my avian vet won't see peacocks, and other avian vets are either not available or they won't see peacocks. And there's one vet who says you can just donate her to us and we'll take care of us and rehabilitate her, but then she's out of our sight. And I promise this peacock family that I will bring her back to them, because once we got her off the street, her family were chasing us down looking for her, looking for the friend back out in the streets, and they will get killed too because they will circle around their friend and mourn for their friend and support their friend. And now they are looking for their friend. You see those 4? And their friend is nowhere to see and they are now sad. Get hit, go, go, go. And I just want to bring her back, nurse her back to health, bring her back to a family. So that's my heart and that's where I'm coming from. So when this vet suggested to bring her in, I had to sign a waiver and says she's out of my sight, I cannot ask for her, she's out of my hand, and I didn't like that, but there won't be any cost. But now I found a vet who would see her and kind of look at her, and he sees peacock, even wild peacocks. So I'm heading right now to my friend's house so I can pick her up so we can drive together to this vet in Upland. It's a 40-minute drive to help this peacock and has medical care so she can heal the wings. I mean, we bandaged up her wings already. But still, you never know what can happen with this peacock, and you never know if we did it right. And it's also, I know it's time of healing and, you know, like nature heal itself, but still there's so much I can do. I'm not a vet tech, I'm not a pro, I'm just like a bird owner who loves bird and have experience with birds. So to have her seen by a real vet is the best. So I'm gonna post a donation link, a GoFundMe link right now down there. Her name is Flair because Brayden has already a name for her. It's Flair.
I mean, like, a squirrel is surprising enough. Now a peacock?
Yeah, I know. And then you had mice too, right?
Yeah.
Little mice. Do you want to give this peacock a name?
Yeah, I already named it, actually.
You did?
Her name is Flair.
Flair, I like it. And I'm gonna post a GoFundMe link down there. I don't know how much the vet bills will be, but my promise to her family was to bring her back and release her back in the wild. And I don't want her to die or be killed or get euthanized because she's still alive. It's just a broken wing. It's like, you know, if you have a broken arm, you just don't kill that person. You kind of nurse it back to life. And it's an injured person, you can kind of like, you know, help him or her, and you don't just kill people. And the same thing is with birds. You don't kill birds just because the bird has a broken wing. As you can see right there, Hope has now a new cage because the peacock is using Hope's cage. And I am right now pulling up at Tara's house to get the peacock into the car, but not my car, her car, and get her to a vet. Okay, let's do this. It's the peacock. Her name is Flair. Let's see how Flair's doing today. Hi, Flair. Oh, she's doing good. Hi, Flair. Oh, hi, Brayden. Oh, you're right in front of Flair. Oh, are you keeping her company?
Yeah.
That's so nice. How's she doing? Oh, she lost a lot of feathers. Hi, Flair. She's sitting upright. That's nice. Hi. Has she eaten already? Hi, how are you doing? Hi. Do you think we can spray off the poop off the lake? Can you get the hose?
Yeah.
Let's spray it off. Spray that poop too. Okay, so Flair looks good actually. Look at that. She still has the bandage around her wing. She looks happy and she looks like I mean, she's still alive. So that's nice. Oh, one of her bandage came off. Look. Ow. One of the bandage came off right there. You can see her nails right there. Hi, how are you doing? How are you doing? She has some. Oh no! Look, ants are crawling on her right there. Okay, well, they're smelling probably the honey. That's not good. Hi. Oh, wait a minute. We need to put on the stuff. Can you stand up? Baby? Stand up? Can you stand up? Oh, very good. Stand now. A little balance. All right. That was hard. She's heavy. Good girl. I'll get the towels and cover her. Look how cute she is. So she doesn't get car sick or look outside. Okay, that's it. Can we close it?
1 hour later!
Alrighty, so we just got here. Let's get the bird out and let's get them into the clinic. Okay guys, so we just got to the VCA animal. They are the only clinic which see a peacock. So let's get Flair out and let's get her to the doctor. There she is. It's okay, baby. Hi, Flair. I see a doctor today. Taking care of you. I know, I'm not a big fan. It's okay, Flair. You're so good. Such a good girl. Just press the nut, right? Alright, we're here with the peacock to see Dr. Johnson.
Okay.
Perfect.
Let me get you. This is your first time here with
Yes.
us? Okay. Let me have you sign a form, okay?
Okay. Oh, I thought it was blood or something. I was like, what is that? So, okay, so we're right now in the doctor's office for like, what, 20 minutes? Waiting for the doctor. So I'm so excited to see or hear what he's gonna say, and like if he says the best thing is to euthanize it, we will just walk out and say no, we won't do that. Hi, you the
So
doctor?
Flair is a foundling.
Yes.
Okay. So you found it yesterday?
Yes, sir.
Did you actually see it get hit or just found it?
I can show you the video.
What's that?
She has a video of it in the street and then rolling around after with feathers flying.
Very calm too.
Well, she's probably somebody's pet.
Well, she was with a flock.
Yeah, so it may have been somebody in the area who has a flock of peacocks.
Yeah. There's
Go down with the lash, and then pull it to the right.
Yeah, that rocks is there.
That's it. It goes up.
What's that?
I think it goes up and then
And then you open.
Hey, kiddo.
there's a few of them around in Altadena.
Okay, so we have to take off your bandage. Look.
And
And have you,
she put
try
raw
feeding
honey
anything?
on the inside also of on the wound. So if you see something in there, that's what it is. I've offered her some fruit and water.
She feeding down here too? No, it's the bandage of the.
trying to look where your start point is here.
This is very sticky stuff.
Yeah, it almost looks like it's starting here too.
There we go.
Yeah, her family was very protective. They
Coming after us.
They didn't want us to take her.
Oh, is that right?
They were they were running around. Yeah, she was bleeding over there.
I also
And
gave
they
her.
were surrounding her in the street too.
Oh,
It was very sweet.
I also gave her pain meds. I gave her Medican
Okay.
because I know she is in pain.
How much did you give her?
How much was it? Like.
I only saw
Small
your
doses.
pre-filled syringe. It was what, a 2 milliliter syringe, and probably it was like
Yeah,
half
there are
inch
different
maybe.
concentrations of Medicam
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, she has it. I don't know. It was yesterday.
So yeah, it looks like she's got a fracture there in her humor, distal humerus, or it could be dislocated because the actual bone itself, the upper bone, the humerus here, is feeling still intact, but the joint, the elbow joint, so she may actually have a luxation or trauma there to the actual elbow. An open wound there.
We put honey on it because honey is antiseptic.
Yeah, we use honey for things where they were trying to granulate in, but we don't put in easy wounds like this. Yeah, you're okay. You're okay. It's just a little bit on the thin side too. And you did try to feed her?
I just offered her some fruit. I didn't know if she would be.
Oh, just
eat it or
fruit.
just didn't. I didn't
Did
know
she
what to feed her
eat it?
because I didn't have any experience.
It's just on some wounds she has down here.
Yeah, she just.
Okay.
stayed a little
You can leave
straight.
that right now. Okay, so ideally it'd be best to take an x-ray of that, just see what we're dealing with, and go from there. And look for any other trauma too inside.
How much is the extra?
Yeah, I'm gonna have a look up on the computer, quote you for that real quick.
Because we want to just release her back to the wild once she's healed up. So we're
Yeah.
not going to keep her.
Fortunately, that's gonna take a while.
6
I mean,
weeks.
I'm fine with housing her
Yeah.
if we can get her to a place where
Right.
she's.
So let me have you just kind of keep her on the table.
Okay.
So she don't hop off. And then let me go look this up on the computer real quick. So we got x-ray. Okay, you say.
Poor thing. So it's not broken, it's just dislocated.
I don't know. He said maybe.
Maybe broken.
You're such a good girl.
But he seems very nice. Very nice doctor. Okay guys, so the doctor's really nice and he's checking out the prices on x-rays. We might need to get an x-ray because we don't know what happened to her wing and if there's some other traumas. We just want that this bird has the medical treatment and has a new life that it deserves to live and not to die.
All right, guys. So Dr. Johnson wanted me to let you know what it would be for the x-ray. Okay, so that's essentially, yeah, just to have him seen by the doctor. I can let him know that that's the case and see what else he might be able to come up with, and we'll let you know.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Little hat.
Hi.
Hi.
So I guess the x-rays we're not going to be able to do, they said.
Yeah.
Well,
So-
yeah, it's pretty...
Okay, so the problem is, at least from what I'm feeling, what I'm seeing is, I'm really concerned that there's an injury right at the elbow joint. And it could be just a trauma of the soft tissue. It may not actually be a fracture. And so the soft tissues, ligaments and everything else may just be torn and have an open wound there. The problem is that the chances of that healing properly and well enough to have flight in that wing are very slim, okay, at this point. So if you're thinking about returning to, back to the fly, probably is not going to be able to fly. And so it's probably going to be a bird that's always going to be down on the ground. Maybe you can, flap the other, the good wing, of course. But I doubt it will ever, particularly being a bigger bird, they need pretty good, flight capability to get up into a tree or something like that. And so I suspect this bird will never get to that point. I'd be really surprised. Now, things can happen, but I would be very surprised that will heal well enough that you'll get good flight. I think the wing will always be stiff. So I think what you've done already with the bandaging, that can work. You just have to deal with an open wound.
Yeah, ask you a question. I'm sorry to interrupt. Does the x-ray give you additional information?
It will tell me if I have fractures or things like that to deal with, to let me know where I'm headed. But in the long run, at least for what you're looking for,
Right.
it's
So
not
treatments.
really going to change
The
that
treatment,
much.
okay.
So I always play that, I tell people the what if game. Okay,
Right.
what if we take an x-ray and what if it shows just that there's disruption at the elbow joint, but it's no real fracture, it's just all soft tissue, now it's an open wound right at the elbow. What are we going to do? Exact same thing. We're going to bandage the wing to the body because that acts as a natural splint. Because for you to do surgery is going to get very expensive. It's still not probably going to bring flight to this bird. Now it could, but you could spend lots of money, thousands of dollars, trying to fiddle with that wing and still be with the wing that's non-functional. Or let's say we took the x-ray and there's some fractures. We do the exact same thing. We probably split it up to the body because I'm not feeling any other distractions would make me think otherwise. Because the only other thing would be to refer you down to a specialty hospital to do surgery, which can get very expensive. And still you'd be left with, it may not be a functional wing when you get done. And that's the bottom line. It's like, what are we looking at? Are we trying to get a bird that's going to be back to flying or one that's just going to survive and do okay? I doubt even with a lot of intensive care and surgery, this bird may never get back to that flight mode because you have to have everything aligned just right, everything working well for them to have that wing functioning. And so it could be months and months of fiddling. You could be out 4 or 6 months from now and say, this bird's not flying. It's healed well enough in the wing, but it just has no mobility to fly. But you can also spend a lot of money, you can have a flying bird, but it would take a lot of money, but with a very guard prognosis that you'd be still want to have that.
So can we just splint it and just bandage it back up?
Well, the splinting isn't splinting. What you're doing, the bandaging to the body is what you should do. So that's splinting, okay?
Oh, that's
You don't need to put any contraption or anything right around the fracture site. Just putting the wing up like this to the body.
So can we have you do that properly?
Yeah, well, you did pretty well there. Yeah. So I'm just saying, if you want to say the cost, because I know money's an issue. So if you want to do it yourself, which you did already, I'd rather see you spend your money on medications. And medications would be antibiotics, so we don't get infected. Something to keep that clean and oral antibiotics. If you already have Medicam, I can give you a dose, but I need to know the concentration of your
Could we
Medicam.
call you with the concentration? Because she's
So,
got the bottle at
Okay,
home.
it comes in two. It comes in 1.5 or 0.5. And so I need to know, and now I have the weight of they should, let me double check. I thought they weighed it back. I'll have them weigh them without the bandage on because it'll be more accurate. So once I have the weight, I can tell you, because I have to have that to calculate doses for antibiotics anyway. So I can go ahead and quote you for some medications, antibiotics. You can keep it clean. I probably send home some Chlorhex, just keep the wound clean. I'm not sure I'd put more honey into it. That could just get messy in there, take with the feathers. With birds, you have to be real careful. Yeah, that too. But with birds, you have to be aware about like ointments and other things like that because it can get in their feathers and cause a lot of problems right there. Just because they don't have the same. It's not like we can pluck all the feathers, but I don't really want to do that for the bird. On the small animals, cats and dogs, we'll clip their hair and then put it on. But when you're doing it in an open wound like that with feathers and stuff, you don't really want to put things that'll get oily or mucky or stick together at this point. So it'd be better not to use that. So I would say just pain meds, antibiotics, and time, and see what happens. The bird probably is never going to fly.
Well, we do have someone who offered to take her.
So that'd be great.
Yeah, so if she doesn't gain flight, then she could live
Yeah,
with
someone
that
will
for
just
steady
keep it as a
maintenance.
pet. Because I doubt it's ever going to fly with that wing. Now, it could get enough healing where it could get some air and jump up on things and get enough underneath the wing. So you just have to be careful with it, so because it could escape, in other words.
Right.
But whoever keeps that should just keep an eye on that because it get to that point. But while you have it bandaged, you won't be able to, because it only has one wing, so it won't be able to other than run, of course. So let me quote you for some medications. They may have weighed in the back, but I'd rather have the weight.
We give us a quote for the bandage too, because it would be nice to just
Yeah.
have you bandage it and watch how you do it properly, so that we know.
So basically, you just go around the wing first to get your bandage material stabilized there, and then you just wrap around the chest like you did. So,
And you wouldn't put any ointment. It would just be oral medication, or would
Oral,
you give
yes.
any ointment? Nothing.
no, I'm just giving you some what's called chlorhexidine to keep the wound clean,
Okay.
but it'd be better to have an oral medication, so oral antibiotics. Yeah. So I'm going to do a little treatment plan for you, and then we'll see how it does. And
Can
then-
you keep her warm? She was shaking because this is so cold.
Yeah. So you can put on towels, things like that at home, but they're used, in Southern California, so the weather.
And then other question, what should we feed her? What does she eat?
Usually, a lot of times they'll do the same things like chicken scratch and things like that. The same things as the poultry.
Okay.
Yeah. So the chickens and ducks and things like that. So you can usually go to most of the feed stores
Yeah.
and just get it there.
I had some chickens before.
Yeah,
So.
and most of the time when you go to the feed stores, sometimes they'll have actually some specialized. They'll say, "Oh yeah, we did this mix for peacocks or something."
Oh, okay.
Because there are enough people out there with peacocks.
And it's
Yeah,
cooked
so-
chicken or is it raw? Cooked chicken?
No,
No,
chicken
no,
food.
it's
Chicken feed.
Oh, food.
Yeah,
I got
four
eat
chickens,
chicken.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
So let me go do a little treatment plan for you.
Okay,
in a minute,
thank you.
Okay, thank you. We thought we'll just warm her up a little.
1 second to turn it on here. All right, good to go there.
Are we put it on?
Yeah. Perfect. 6 pounds, 11.5 ounces.
Yes, good my cat.
Thank you. Be right back.
Okay.
The treatment plan, just outpatient treatment. Wants to send you with a chlorhexidine scrub to kind of help keep the area clean, and then doing some drops onto the area to help heal it up, and then a liquid oral antibiotic to help prevent any infection. Okay. So if we do that today, he said if you wanted us to, we can do the bandage, but he thinks you did a fine job, and if you want to do that again, that's totally fine. So without the bandage, it'd be $163. It'd be another $54 with the bandage, so it'd be $217 with the bandage.
Should we have him do the bandage just so that we can just watch the whole thing? I'm very visual. I think it would be nice to watch the whole thing get dressed well so that we can make sure we're doing it right.
Can I make a picture of this?
Sure.
Hold on. 1, 2. Wait, where's the here? 117. Okay. Yeah, let's just do it. And can you get us out here in the next 20 minutes because I'm sick and we have some stuff to do and we don't want to hit traffic.
We can do that for
Eaten
you.
anything
I'll
yet.
let Dr. Johnson know you guys want to do the bandage. I'll get started on the medications.
Okay, great.
They'll be in shortly, okay?
Okay.
You're welcome.
Thanks. Bandage her up and just get us out of here and give her.
Yeah, so I don't do any of that. So Dr. Johnson will be in shortly. He's just working on like 3 other emergencies and he'll be right in here, okay?
What does mean, right? Like 5 minutes or?
I'm not sure. He's with another client right now. There's an emergency that just walked in as well. So he will be, and I know you guys are next to me. He's coming right in after that.
I think is okay. So I think you guys can be doing your bandages at home. If you want to come here, that's fine. Just you have to call.
No, just the one so I can see.
Yeah.
Just the one.
Yeah.
So we
So
can
go
make sure.
bandage around the wing and then around the body. I'll show you
Perfect.
that.
Okay.
Okay.
And what about the medication?
One you kind of help hold because when we get excited, the wing starts flipping all over the place. So you usually have to have one to hold that wing up because you're going underneath it. So what we do is we kind of just do cross bandaging on the one wing. I use this because it has a little bit of sticky, but it's not too bad.
Okay.
Okay, the stuff you had
where
wasn't
do
too
you
bad.
Get that?
I don't know.
Okay.
We just ordered it. So I don't know if you can just get it from a bandage shop. So what we're going to do is you just hold it up. Probably keep the towel there
Okay.
because that actually helps you to kind of maintain control over that weight.
Do we put something on the wound?
I'm going to send a solution home with you. You clean it and then some drops, some thyroid drops, and it doesn't get messy. But
Can we do it right now?
Can we
What's
do,
that?
Can we do that now?
Right.
I can have you show, but we're not going to cover it up.
Oh.
Yeah. So what we're going to do
Why
is
not?
what's that?
What do you mean we're not going to cover it?
We're going to not cover the wound up
Why?
underneath it, so you can get to it, clean it.
Can you clean it and do that now? That's what we're.
Yeah, I'm going to leave it open. We can show you how to do that afterwards.
But why are you leaving it open?
Because I want you to be able to get to it. When I put the bandage on, I want this open so you can get to it and keep the wound clean. Because the bandage is not going to change
I
every
see.
day.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
the bandage
so
you're going to leave on.
Oh, great.
Yeah, so you want to leave the wound area open so you can be treating the
okay.
wound area. So we're going to bandage it up.
I understand now.
Yeah. So what we're going to do is, what you want to do is just stabilize this wing, just so like you did. So you need to come underneath there and keep it kind of collected like that. And so I'll come underneath with this. And so I'm trying to support, so the shoulder joint's right there. Okay. And so what we're trying to do is just support that underneath here. And I like this material. I don't know if they're saying where they can buy it, but I don't know if we can find out.
Only just
Personally,
because
they say-
we're far away from you.
Yeah.
So.
It's like a 40 minutes drive for us.
Right. So we're going to leave that like this, but I'm going to come around the back side of it, kind of like this, so that you can still get to the wound.
Okay.
Because you're not changing the bandage every day.
Right, okay,
But you
that's
want me to
great.
clean this twice a day.
Okay.
So that's why we're doing this. Okay.
Gotcha. But we don't want any ends or anything to go in the wound. And I heard that a closed wound will heal faster than an open wound, right?
Not always, no. And with this, you need to be able to get to the wound so that you can treat it.
Okay.
And so that's why we're going to leave it open like that.
Okay, gotcha.
So you're going to have to keep this bird indoors probably right now, unfortunately.
Can she be outside during the day?
Well, the problem is she's outside. The flies may get to that wound, and then you'll have maggots. And you don't want that because that makes then a mess.
Even with the medicine on it?
Yes, even with the medicine, the flies will see that and see it's nice, moist and bloody. So what we've done is stabilize the wing so it doesn't want to flap and open up, okay?
Okay.
So now we've stabilized that, and we've stabilized this. Now this may just be soft tissue trauma to that elbow, and that's why it's not working. And it may always, so the fracture, the bones may be coming down okay, but it may be all soft tissue, and so you have just a real loose joint because the soft tissue's been traumatized, okay? So it may still scar all in, but you're still going to have a very tight joint there that's not going to work normally for flight.
Okay.
You know? So you do that, And then what you want to do then is then wrap around the body. Okay.
That's what
And that's
we
kind of
did.
what you guys did.
Yeah.
And this is just support. So you'll cover this underneath that wing. This is just a support to basically support that wing up. And I go a little farther forward on the chest because we go too far back and wants to slip, wants to slide down. So I'm leaving this wing out, so she can use it for support for walking.
And also for balance.
Right.
Always they have no balance. So the bandage will stay
And
on
I always
for-
pull just to, if you notice, I pull the bandage material out,
Right, and then
I
wrap.
let it kind of go, and then I put it on. Because
And
if you
how
try
do-
to
how do you
pull, it gets
tell-
too tight.
Yeah, how tight do you want it?
Just
Because
comfortable. You don't want to pull. So that's why I'm pulling the bandage material first. So I pull it out, and then I kind of let it relax, and then I put it on. Because if you try to pull it, sometimes pull too tight, it'll be very comfortable. And all you're trying to do is stabilize this wing so it doesn't go moving around. Okay. And then I just cut that off and I put a little bit of white tape on there just to stabilize that and keep it there.
And this will stay on for the next 7 weeks?
No. You're going to change this about every 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks?
Yeah.
The support, okay.
Yeah. So what you're trying to do is just have it keep that wing up to stabilize the fracture.
Okay.
But by keeping the wound area open, see, we can still get to the wound and clean it up. But if you leave this outside, and if you want to pluck a few feathers, that's fine too. But if you just keep it clean with the
Well, no,
medication.
what if we cleaned it and then could I cover it with a
If it's
2x2
something-
or something to keep the
You
flies
could,
out
but
of it
it's
so
very-
that she can have a little outside time? Or?
I still think if you take her outside, you can run risk of maggots.
She's going to be in a garage
Yeah.
for weeks, if not.
Yeah, I'd
no-
still do that.
Okay.
Yeah, because anytime any animal, doesn't matter if it's a mammal, a bird, reptile, you get them outside and the flies can sense that, smell that blood,
And there's no way to protect
yeah, and then they'll go into the light, they crawl underneath there, they lay their legs, and next thing you know, you get maggots over, and that's just a mess. Yeah,
I saw it on YouTube.
yeah.
On a lot of animals in India.
Yeah.
And she also has a few scuffs on her feet.
Yeah, those you can just
put-
keep clean with the same solution you're going to clean this with. So Gabe will show you how to kind of gently clean. You
Okay.
just use Q-tips or something with the Clorox. And then just get some of that Genicin, you don't have to use theirs, just get Genicin ophthalmic, and just put a few drops in there.
Okay.
And I'm using that because if you're putting ointment and stuff like that on birds' feathers, it gets all glommy and easy, and you don't want that. So you want something that'll stay nice and clean and loose and keep the feathers clean.
Can we buy some of those here from you guys so that we
I have to
them
ask her
for
if
the next-
she's
Okay.
still here. Is she still
And you have antibiotics for her too?
Yes, I'll
Right.
give you that.
Okay, he'll give you everything.
I did take a look while you guys were talking. It looks like you might be able to get the Elasticon. Looks like they have some at Rite Aid.
Oh,
Here's
it's called
Elastic-
Elasticon?
Elasticon. This one says Walmart right here, and that is what he just used.
Let me make a picture.
For the Rite Aid, it's like a sports bandage. It's an elastic bandage, but I'm sure you can find it at any.
But it's called Elasticon.
Elasticon.
That's the one we want. Okay.
Okay guys, I'm not crying. Okay, we're still at the vet. Little Flair just got bandaged up, and she seems like she's doing good. He left the wound open so we can clean it twice a day, but it seems like she can get better now, and she got the medical treatment, and oh, she's shaking. She's really cold. That's why we put a towel on this metal. Can we move her over to the towel? Because she's sitting half on the metal table since 2 hours.
She's mostly on the towel still.
So right now they're gonna give her antibiotics to stop the infection, and they're gonna give her some pain meds and also some solution how to clean the wound. And then we are good to go. And then it's just like time, and time has to heal her wound. So that's it. That's little baby Flair right here that we saved from death. And yeah, she'll be worth it because, she's precious and all life is precious. Thank you also for everybody who donates on my PayPal me account. I'm gonna post a link in the description. Please go and PayPal if you wanna help with her medical treatments. And it will be also helpful to pay for bandage and the solution and stuff like that that we still need to get that's involved just to save this bird in this rescue mission. So thank you so much. I love you guys.
So if you're okay, we can send you home with 2 of these rolls, and then another roll tape. So that's all brand new. And we'll just put like $10 on it for all that stuff.
Perfect.
Okay.
Yeah,
At least we
we'll
don't have
take
to do the runaround or you know.
Perfect.
Okay. This solution's gonna go home with you.
Okay.
Gentamicin is the medication. This isn't yours, but this is the same medication. Okay.
What is this?
Gentamicin. This is gonna be your
The pain reliever?
This is gonna be your antibiotic ointment.
Oh,
or,
and antibiotics.
drops.
Okay.
Okay. And then I believe our wound is over here somewhere.
Oh, so you're saying that's your version, but there's going to be
Yes,
one that we do
there's
at the
this.
front office.
Yep.
Okay. Right.
Grab, go in here.
This one is going home with you.
Okay.
It's already diluted, so don't have to worry about that. I got some Q-tips here, and what I would just do is just kind of just drizzle them on top. Soak them up a little bit. There we go. And then, I'm sorry, would you mind pointing out the wound for me?
Yeah, it's right.
Just want to be digging out too far.
It's right in here.
It's right.
there.
Yeah, it's right in there. It's under those feathers.
There we go. All right, let me get a little time to press that. See here. These feathers. There we go. There
Can
it
we
is.
cut those feathers or is it a protection?
He did recommend. He said
you could pluck them.
He said you can pluck them if you like. Yeah, especially if it's
Does that
gonna
hurt?
Not
I don't
pluck them, cut
believe
them.
So. Let me ask about cutting. I know, like, I mean, I'm sure as you know, the wings are pretty vascular, but let me find out for him or for you. Okay. And yeah, you know, I think any sort of irritation, anything that we can do to kind of free this up would be great. You know, even though the wings are fine, you know, as they're poking and stuff, they're still creating their own type of irritation. So yeah, I think, you know, eliminating that would be a great idea. Just want to roll across. You said just
Why
to
don't you
gently
just
clean.
pour it?
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
You can do that too. I'll just put a
That
little
will
bit.
take forever. Right.
There we go.
Was that going to last us though if we
There we
irrigate too
go.
much?
There we
So
go.
this is cleaning, right?
This is cleaning it. Yep.
It's only cleaning for wounds, right?
Yes, this is going to be cleaning the wound. And then the gentamicin is going to help medicate the wound.
That's the little one, right?
Mm-hmm. What happened?
Well, I just drove through the streets and then I saw her sitting on the street with 4 of her like family members, and they were all surrounding her right in the middle of the street. So I had to stop traffic and like say stop, and there was a lady who was already like saying help her. I think it might be the lady who ran her over. It was just minutes after we stopped my car. Yeah, and then we tried to catch her, and then we saw that her wings were broken and she couldn't. And then we called Humane Society, and Humane Society wanted to kill her and euthanize her. We were like, no, she's still alive. It's just like a broken wing that can get fixed and healed. Not gonna take her life. And I called Tara, my wonderful friend right here, and she, within 5 minutes, she was on the scene to come help.
Nice.
Yeah, and took her in the house because I have birds. I can't help to host her, you know.
Alright, so I'm pouring a little bit, but I think this is nice and clean right now. We're still getting blood.
That's
which we can assume.
hurtful for her.
I'm sure it's
like every
it's
once
a
in a
little,
while.
little discomfort, absolutely. I mean, we
It's
do,
an open wound.
given the severity of the wound, yeah, absolutely. I'm sure it's.
Doesn't seem to be bothered by most of it. Just every once in a while you get a tender spot.
I feel like it's when we rub, we start rubbing. It's just when we roll across everything.
That's to take.
I'm sure it's from the dirt of and being on the road.
Right.
It's all black right there.
Yeah, it looks like car grain.
So we just need to
This
clean
portion
this.
over here looks okay. We're still seeing blood. But we're not seeing any dirt or anything like that.
But blood.
Yeah. Like right here, I think is all clean. I think it's going to be in these areas right here.
So about in this case.
But this case, I think, you know, we want to be able to clean it. I think if we kind of close it off, we're still leaving the things that might be coming out, and you're giving them an opportunity to stay in there. So if we close it off and there's things that want to come out, all we're doing is just accumulating that infection.
Okay. And then it will
So the dirt
cause
and stuff will
infection.
kind of work its way to the surface. Is that why I'm?
For cleaning it,
Yeah.
anything that would be on the surface, I think this will take
Oh,
care
okay.
of, and then this will help with the more infection side of it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
The 2.5 hours was worth it to wait.
To be honest, it's nice to be able to work with these birds. I've been trying to get my hands on working with birds for a while,
Are you a bird vet?
so I'm happy. Ooh, we got a little. Uh-oh.
You
Got a
found
little bug here. A little worm right there.
Gosh, is it a magnet?
Let me
Wait,
go
wait,
let
wait,
him
wait, let
know
me-
about that, okay? Because that one is just crawling around right there. See it?
Oh, there's a bug in there.
Let me go ask him. I'll have him take a look at that.
Is there more?
Let me go take a look because this one was burrowing in there. So it may or may not change things, but let me go ask for you, okay?
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Pointing up keeping the bird indoors.
Do you think there's some more bugs? Can we?
Can take another look to see.
Yeah. Can you get some more lights in here?
We do have one.
So you have better eye to see. Let me help you.
There we go.
There we go.
Little reach.
There we go.
There we go. Let's take a look.
Yeah. So we don't want an infection after all this work.
Let's see if we see any more. Just kind of let things be. We'll take a look. See if we see anything. That was the only one. There's a little bit of a hole right here. Hopefully we'll be using that one. Let's see. As far as it goes, it looks like it was just that one, but who's to say there aren't more somewhere else running around here, you know?
How can we kill them?
I think just with the treatment that we're doing right now, obviously, I mean, if we see them and we can pull them out, then, you know, we'll just dispose of them like that. But now we know that we need to be a little more mindful with our cleaning. Here we go. Here's another one right here.
Another one?
Yep, he's crawling on here. Oh, no, you don't. Come on. Get on there. And there we go. Got him.
Can I see this?
Yeah. Please be very careful. He's on the tip right there.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Kill it.
So, yeah, show me.
That's the bug. Oh, I can't see the squash. Oh. Oh.
There we go.
Okay, he's dead.
He is
Like 10
gone. He is
times.
gone. Yep, we got one.
Got two.
We got two. All right, so we will have to be a little mindful of that, okay?
Okay.
And then if there's any other birds or any pets that we'll be keeping them with, we definitely want to keep this one
And
nice
that's why I'm
lighted.
gonna have him in the garage.
Absolutely perfect.
Yeah.
I just feel bad he's gonna be out. She's gonna be out there all by herself. But
All right, so at least we know. Unfortunately, we know that that's what we got.
Is it all cartilages or what
I
is
think
that?
this is bone.
That's bone or
This is bone right here.
oh, it looks painful.
Mm-hmm. But she
she seems
is taking it like a champ. Doing very well. Here you go, boy. Don't get me.
He's so good.
Mm-hmm. This bird's doing great.
Have you ever worked on a peacock before?
No, this is my first time. It's really hard, you know. Dr. Johnson does see a lot of birds, but you know he's more comfortable with, you know,
Pet birds.
techs that have handled birds before. So it's a little hard to be able to handle birds when you haven't handled birds, you know.
Yeah. It's also hard to find a bird vet
Mm-hmm.
that's knowledgeable and that's good you can trust.
Mm-hmm. And we do have one that comes in every now and then. Her name's Dr. Yates. She works out of Palm Springs a little bit when she comes in. A couple of weeks ago, we got a red-shouldered hawk that came in
Oh wow.
for a broken wing as well. So it was nice to see that bird so close. But I'm trying. All right, so there we go. And then I guess we'll just finish all this stuff up with.
So skin will grow over it sometime eventually?
Yes, I do believe that's hopefully the idea. I think we definitely want to be able to keep this area super clean, given if it is bone. Because then, you know, if this gets infected, then the bone gets infected, and yeah.
And we don't cover it.
And then we're not covering it right now.
So interesting. I would have covered.
There we go. Okay. Go.
Okay.
and then let's throw some medication on there now.
Okay, perfect.
I'm just gonna do a couple drops.
Oh, I thought that was the oral medication.
This is gonna be the drops. I don't think we're doing this orally. I will triple check
that was just on.
just the area.
How many drops did you do?
Let me go triple check on the instructions. Go over your medications and stuff for you.
Okay, that's the medication.
All right, so these are going to be our care instructions. So we want to restrict activity for the next 6 weeks. The garage IIT is going to be great for that. Change bandage in 2 weeks. Let's see, and then we want to monitor for any listlessness, decreased appetite, painfulness. Right now we're doing okay. I think this is kind of our threshold. We'll show you they're going to get better or worse from here. All right, so we did that. We did that right now. So maybe tonight in the evening we'll be able to finish up the 12-hour dose. Let's get that one. And then enrofloxacin, we're going to be doing 0.5 mLs by mouth every 12 hours for the next 3 days.
Okay.
And then we do have that drawn.
Oh, they're
up.
already pre-filled.
Yep.
Oh, great.
Oh,
And
nice.
it's all going oral, so you just pop that in, and that is the dose.
Can we give her what now one?
I think so. Let me.
Let's give her.
And you said it was, sorry, how many, once a day or twice a day?
This one's going to be
Once.
twice a day.
For 2 to 3 days.
12 hours for the next 3 days.
Okay, great.
And there's a little bit even. We can just wait till tonight. We'll do it tonight.
Perfect.
Okay.
There won't be any problems with that or anything. As far as this, he said yes, the dog kennel would be okay. He also even recommended just a pen, just a little gated area would be okay, because
okay.
he said the bird's not going to be able to fly anyway.
She's not going to try
Yeah.
to climb up it or anything. Okay, because I do have a puppy pen.
So if you had a pen, that would be fine too. It's a nice
And
gated
then
area.
I guess I can just put like
privacy,
pee pads or something
Yes.
down underneath.
little bedding and
That actually would be probably easier to
Okay.
keep clean too.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, and
What kind of bedding do you think?
let me double check on the
Okay.
bedding. All right, little one, there you go. Little, not so little one. Let me get this out of the way.
Great. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Then we are almost done, right?
Yes. So let me go find out the answer to that question for you. We did go over your medications, so
And
you
how
won't
would
have to
you-
do that.
You did the oral before, but how would you recommend, what's the easiest way to open her mouth to give her the medicine?
He didn't recommend prying open. Let me try to see if something. Let's try with the syringe first. I won't give the dose, but let's see if
See if she'll open a little.
she'll at least open for me. Okay. If not, maybe like a tongue depressor or something, like a little popsicle stick or something will be okay.
I come over here.
Just so we're not.
Is this part I'm gonna be, well, I can have one of my kids help if I need to, but.
Let's see here. Oh, hi.
She said, no, thank you.
It's okay. It's okay. Oh, it's okay.
Yeah, we have to hold her down.
You might would have to.
So how did you, I'm trying to remember what you did earlier.
We towel her,
Okay.
and I
Oh,
hold.
okay.
I kind of hold her
You
neck.
might have
right
to come
here.
over twice a day.
I have to come over twice a day.
Would it be like
Right.
this sort of thing? Maybe this kind
Yeah,
of
I know.
thing?
I'll
You
show
did
you.
over-
Don't
did it
stress
over
her.
Yeah,
Is
it's
it like
okay.
that sort of thing?
Yeah,
It
yeah,
was
I
over
towel
her
her.
head, I think, like I do, yeah.
Don't
Okay.
stress her right now. We'll do
Okay.
it tonight. It's not back into the cage.
We need to turn around.
See, you're now more comfortable touching her. Tara. Great.
Okay.
Perfecto. Great, that's it.
All right.
Done. All medicine?
All right. Let me go find out the bedding for you.
Yeah.
And then we'll get you all checked out. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay guys, after 3 hours at the vet, we are finally outside with Flair and she's all doctored up, bandaged up. We're heading now home. I hope you enjoyed this vlog. Check out my PayPal meal link. Help us and we love you and I will see you next time. Bye.